The first reading this morning is from the 5th chapter of Deuteronomy, beginning with verse 12. Observe the Sabbath day and keep it holy, as the Lord your God commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. You shall not do any work, you or your son or your daughter, or your male or female slave, or your ox or your donkey, or any of your livestock, or the resident alien in your towns, so that your male and female slave may rest as well as you. Remember that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God brought you out from there with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. Therefore the Lord your God commanded you to keep the Sabbath day. The word of the Lord. Our psalm is Psalm 81. We will read responsively. Sing with joy to God our strength, and raise a loud shout to the God of Jacob. Blow the ram's horn at the new moon and at the full moon, the day of our feast. God laid it as a solemn charge upon Joseph going out over the land of Egypt, where I heard a voice I did not know. You called on me in trouble, and I delivered you. I answered you from the secret place of thunder and tested you at the waters of Meribah. There shall be no strange god among you. You shall not worship a foreign god. Our second reading this morning is from 2 Corinthians, 4th chapter, beginning with verse 5. We do not proclaim ourselves. We proclaim Jesus Christ as Lord and ourselves as your slaves for Jesus' sake. For it is the God who said, "Let light shine out of darkness," who has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God in the face of Jesus Christ. But we have this treasure in clay jars, so that it may be made clear that this extraordinary power belongs to God and does not come from us. We are afflicted in every way, but not crushed, perplexed, but not driven to despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, struck down, but not destroyed, always carrying in the body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be made visible in our bodies. For while we live, we are always being given up to death for Jesus' sake, so that the life of Jesus may be made visible in our mortal flesh. So death is at work in us, but life in you. The word of the Lord.